Hello. Thank you for attending Butler Community College's production of Working. All of our representatives are currently helping other customers, but if you would please turn off your cell phones and unwrap your cough drops, we will be with you as soon as we are available. Please, enjoy the show while you wait.
America singing, was a lineman, and he got me in as a groundsman, or a grunt as they call them. You know, just a know-nothing wheel chalk off the street, and he got me in, and that started a lifelong career. I came up as a contractor. There are two different worlds to a lineman. You have the contracting world, and you have the utility world. We all do line work, but it's two totally different animals. You know what's white and sleeps too? Contract lineman's bucket truck. Yeah, still got it. Seriously though, these guys live out of their trucks. That right there is the main reason I got out of contracting. I had a 5-year-old. I had a wife. It was getting tough. I jumped over to the utility side. Being a utility lineman, you generally work out of the same shop every day. Generally, you work in the same community every day. Still, it's really tough on families, especially during storms. You need to be home for your family to clean up the driveway and keep the wood stove going, because most of the time, you don't even have power. Your family's in the cold and in the dark. It cost me mostly, it cost me my first marriage, just because I was never home, you know. Dad's always on the road. It's always Christmases and birthdays and holidays. You're forever missing baseball games and basketball games. It's tough on families, no doubt about it. Our company says that all the time. The linemen work hard, but their families work twice as hard. They're at home, taking care of the families, typically in the dark. Unfortunately, we have one of the highest divorce rates out of all the industries. I'm not going to say it's dangerous. It's hazardous. There are plenty of ways to mitigate those hazards. We're insulating from everything that's energized and isolating from everything that's de-energized. There's nothing like it, you know. You go up there and you grab that line and you feel all the hairs on your legs stand up. You feel the hairs on your forearms stand up a little bit. And even though you're in all that protective equipment, you're still in that magnetic field, becoming that bird on the wire. God, I'll never forget the first time I went down to Florida for a bigger storm. These people have been out of power for 3 weeks by the time we got to them. Granted, I mean, it's Florida. They're not gonna freeze to death. But still, 3 weeks without power. It's gotta be hard. They see that bucket truck pull up and they're watching out of their windows, or standing on their lawn, sitting in their lawn chairs, watching you put everything back together. You finally close that recloser or throw in that door and boom, all the air conditioners come on, the lights come on, and you've made those people's lives for that small amount of time. You can literally hear people cheering. They're so happy with you and you can feel it. To me, that's what the job is about. To me, that's what the whole career is about.
Amanda, where is my P&L report?
It's on your desk.
And why is it not in my hand?
I'm a project manager. I'm here at work at 7:30 a.m. I leave at 8 p.m. In between my meetings, I answer messages and email and try to avoid my boss. You always have a boss. Sometimes you have an okay boss, and sometimes you have a Satan boss. He's not behind me, is he? I wish these walls were like a little higher. I've been in a lot of different cubicles. I've been to high wall cubes. I've been to half height cubes. Listen, the way things are these days, I'm glad to be in any cubicle at all. I have friends who would kill for this job, for any job.
I paper the walls of my cubicle with posters, and I bring in fresh flowers, brought in my favorite ceramic lamp, and this little collection of things on top of my computer. I call them computer gods. I guess I have a little more decorations than I thought. But you know, in a cubicle, things like glow-in-the-dark skeletons go a long way.
Sharing a cubicle is sort of like sharing a bathroom stall. Doesn't matter how big it is or how tall the sides are, you're still in there with someone else. And in not a sexy way.
I can see the programmer in the cubicle next to me through the reflection in the window. Sometimes I can see her reflection and see what she's doing. Quite often, she's emailing jokes to her sister. I also acquired a webcam. I set it up so it points behind me, and I have a little window on my computer, which is the webcam picture. And if somebody walks behind me, I can see them.
I grew up thinking I would get out of college and make $1 million. I grew up expecting that someone was going to deliver a Mercedes to my front door. It's been quite a rude awakening. This is the first time in 4 generations I've had it worse than my parents. Jobs are not big enough for people. When you ask most people who they are, they define themselves by their jobs. I'm a doctor, I'm a carpenter, I'm a sportscaster. If someone asks me, I say, I'm Amanda McKinney. At certain points in time, I do things for a living. My mentality is totally different than the people who are 20 years older, the lifers. I have no real sense of loyalty because I know they have a business to run and they'll lay me off if it's prudent. I accept that. I don't perceive that anyone my age thinks I've got a job for life. What they feel is, all right, I'm gonna get as much as I can from this company, then I'm gonna move and get more money. This is the first job of many.
This is my first job. I smell like a burger. The register is easy. Hey, you want a burger? I get the picture of the burger. Every day the same old thing. Hello, chicken nugget, quarter pounder. And I wait for that phone to ring, that phone to ring. The phone at the end of the counter. When I see the manager writing down an order. When I see the manager making change. When I see the manager writing an address, I whisper yes, give me some change, and send me on my way. Okay, I'm on a delivery, and I'm finally on my own. Delivery fees, and I'm headed to Faso. Fresh air and exercise, and sometimes I'll throw in some extra fries. For calling it in today, my world is gray until they send me away on a delivery. Now the wind is in my hair. No one's watching me, I can wander anywhere. It's getting cold, and so I'll do as I am told. Responsibility, I have responsibilities. See, my father sits at home, he doesn't work anymore. While my mother works a double shift at the department store. And it's nice to have you ask for money, and it's nice to have you ask for dinner, and it's nice on nights when you have to get away. I go to work every day, I'm putting money away. Hey, you know what they say, slow and steady. I make it when I'm away, it's free. I should say, I'll be ready to go wherever I gotta go. Wherever the destination leads me. Now the restaurant needs me, and my family needs me. Delivery! The customer's always right. Thanks for getting me out of the house tonight. I keep the order straight, and I say sorry if I'm late. Some extra napkins for your plate for making you wait, that'll be $12.98. I can wander out of range towards a future new and strange. This job's just the start. Wait, I haven't told you my favorite part. It's when they pay, and then they say,
Fuck it. Keep it.
keep the change, keep the change, keep the change, I'll keep the change. If I save a little every day, this job's gonna deliver me far away, and I'll look back on this and say, thank God for delivery.
I'm a guy who likes to work. Some people enjoy tennis. Well, I enjoy work. I enjoy being a leader. I like being the guy everybody looks to. I like the responsibility that comes with leading a team of people. Ladies and gentlemen, in our world of money, money management is still the sexiest job out there. I mean, ask any girl down at the East Bay Club. Money is hot. True story. They did a study that found that just looking at a Maserati made the hotties produce twice as many hormones as normal, baby. Someone wants to call me a shallow douchebag, a corporate tool, a freaking robber baron? I'll take it as a compliment. Abso-fucking-lutely. That's what this country's about. The free market. Yeah, it's not perfect, but if they would just leave it alone every once in a while, sure as hell would correct itself better than any regulator could. Yes, some people will lose jobs. Yes, some people will lose money. Yes, some companies will disappear. But people, that's just capitalism. I mean, who developed America? Was it the regulators or the SEC? Or was it the Mellons, the Rockefellers? I mean, tell me what they did wrong. Yes, Rockefeller might have exploited some workers in the copper fields. Maybe he shot a few of them. Fine, not perfect, but who benefited? Standard Oil's still around, isn't there? Mellon's Bank is still around. Listen, how many charities were started by these people? How many museums, theaters, national parks are here for us to enjoy thanks to these robber barons? These are the giants who built cities, who built our country. And unless you have losers, you can't have winners. Everyone works long hours these days. Kid wants to make it, he's got to be willing to work long hours. And he's got to know how to outsmart the regulators to make a profit. Christ, it's easy. Christ, if you can't outsmart one little government staff, you shouldn't even come to work in the morning. I should be their teacher, you know? I've always wanted to be a teacher. That's what I'll do when I get done with all this. Settle down. Get involved with the youth. Pass along my knowledge, my experience, my values.
If you want to be a good teacher, you immerse yourself in it. It becomes who you are, and you don't get to shut the door on it when you walk out at the end of the day. Teaching is not what most people might think. They think it is a profession that takes place between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. For me, I pretty much live, sleep, eat, and breathe it. If we didn't have a couple weeks off during the summer, I think I'd go crazy, having those kids on my mind 24/7. I grew up in a small town in Nebraska, about 3,000 people. I had a pretty large family, 7 kids. My father was a television technician. I started teaching in the public schools about 40 years ago. Over that time, I've taught 9 different subject matters to 6 different grade levels. Part of my personal mission is to just be helpful. My classroom was always a showcase. In those days we did it ourselves, with colorful pictures and charts on the wall, a snowman in winter, a pumpkin in fall, and all of my supplies were in neat little piles on the shelves. My children were always respectful. When I said class attention, they froze. If I had to leave for a minute or two, they always found something constructive to do, and all of them called me Miss Swan, and not, God forbid, Lynn. But manners don't seem to apply anymore. Say quiet down and they'll ask you what for. A simple request sparks a nuclear war, and insults on Instagram now. They want me to teach in a classroom like that, but nobody tells me how. Creativity comes into play every single day. I've seen a change in students. Cell phones, I think, are rooted. Their attention spans are nearly non-existent. You know, I used to be able to pop in a documentary for discussion, and they would sit and watch it. That would never happen now. They just can't. And the writing skills, they have plummeted. It just doesn't seem as natural to them anymore. To sit down and write a paragraph about something and be thoughtful with it. You know, students will say they want to be creative, but I'm not even sure they know what that means. Because Sometimes you'll give them choices on assignments, and then they'll just kind of look at you and be like, just tell me what to do. I made a big thing about spelling, but they learned by the time I got through. They copied the words till they knew them by heart, 10 times for the dumb ones and twice for the smart, and gold stars were given to those who made sentences too. But who needs to spell when you're texting all day? Spell check is OMG awesome, they'll say. Like iPads to add and subtract, because hey, a pencil's for dinosaurs now. The way I've been teaching for 40-some years is no longer effective, or so it appears. Well, damn it, it worked for me then, so what's wrong with it now? They say I'm supposed to keep up with the times, but nobody ever tells me how. I had one student, and you know, who was exceptional. He walked into my 7th grade classroom, and I taught him for the next 4 years. Over that time, I got to see him grow and change. I was so proud. He went on to Washburn and became an attorney. It's amazing to see how high your students can fly.
The first 2 months I started flying, I had already been to New York, London, and Paris, which is pretty huge when you're from Broken Bow, Nebraska. But after you've been in the airlines, you realize it's not as glamorous as you thought it was going to be. Sometimes people just get nasty. I mean, they're harassed by security, and then they're delivered to us, and your shining personality only goes so far. But they get scared sometimes too. I mean, I've never yet been so scared that I haven't wanted to get on the plane, but sometimes at takeoffs there's been something funny. One time I was working first class. We had a load full of passengers, and the captain tells me we're going to have to make an emergency landing in Chicago because we lost a pin out of the nose gear. When we land, the nose gear is just going to collapse. So he wants me to prepare the whole cabin for landing, but not for another 2 hours, and not to tell the other flight attendants because they're new and would get all excited. So I had to keep this in me for 2 hours. And I'm thinking to myself, am I going to die today? I'm serving drinks and food, and this guy gets mad at me because its omelet's too cold. I was gonna say, just you wait, buddy. You're not gonna have to worry about that fucking omelet. When I first told my parents I was going into the airlines, they were so excited. My mother especially thought it'd be great that I could have the nerve and vision to go out into the world and try to accomplish something. Really, I just wanted to get out of Broken Bow.
If you want to have a thrill, there's no comparison. Not even to a jet plane. To climbing onto that steel truck and going out there on the Kansas Turnpike. The minute you climb to that truck, you forget about the wife and kids you just kissed goodbye, and the adrenaline starts pumping. Breaking number 9, big buddy, put your ears on for me now. Big truck, you gotta have a big light. So come on, brother trucker. Easy double, let's not close one. I got to roll, brother trucker. Showing enough shame about the shape I'm in. Roll, brother trucker. I'm back on my wheels again. Roll, brother trucker. Outward bound from Great Big. Roll, brother trucker. I'm back on my wheels again. I'm running out of lights. Goddamn dim those headlights. 4 hours sleep in the last 2 nights. But I'm gonna be alright. I got to roll, thoughts. And you don't want to get stuck thinking about your problems at home. So you turn up the radio. You can play it loud enough to hear it over the engine. Yeah, we truck is fantasized something tremendous. You think about the girl behind my voice. You build up something in your mind until you begin to believe it. Moving over Manhattan, big state police. I'm in a hurry. Won't you let me go in peace? I'm independent. I ain't got no dreams to do. FFL and CIO. The only man telling me where to go is the man who owns the load. He said, I say where and you say where. Back it on up and do it again. My wheels again. Coming home to your wife is sort of let down. She has to raise the kids. She has to fight off the bill collectors. She can't even count on her husband to be home for graduation or communion. When you do get home, you're so tired you'd rather be sleeping, getting ready to go out on a Saturday night. I make 2 round trips from here to OKC. We pass within 4 blocks of my own house and never go home. Sometimes it's easier to keep on going. So you call up your wife and tell her you won't be back. Hey, honey. Hello? Nothing phone company.
Verizon Tech Support, this is Gianni. How may I help you?
Yeah, this number isn't working, and I have like 5 bars.
I'm sorry you're having trouble, sir. May I have the number you are calling about?
Yeah, it's 316-405-2915.
Ah, okay. Let me see here. Ah, yes. I see that we
What?
do have a tower down near
Dude,
Springfield,
I
Missouri.
can't understand a word you're saying.
I'm sorry.
Hello?
Having trouble, sir.
Goddamn
Dude,
phone!
we should have your service back within the hour. You think they'd be grateful to get a live person instead of a computer. Sometimes you really want to talk to them if they seem upset. For me, it's a temptation to say, gee, what's the matter? But you can't say more than, I'm sorry you're having trouble. If you get caught talking to a customer, that's 1 mark against you. 3 marks in your... One woman said to me, operator, I'm lonesome. Will you talk to me? I said, gee, I'm sorry, I just can't. But you can't. I'm a communications person, and I can't communicate.
So I always thought of a receptionist as the loser at the front desk taking phone messages. Now I'm one. So of course I had to change my opinion. She had to be special, right? Because I'm so special. I was fine until we had this office party. I'd be having a fairly intelligent conversation with someone when they would ask me what I did. When I'd say I'm a receptionist, they'd make an excuse and walk away. So now I make up other names for what I do. Communications control, entry management. I'm tired at the
It's
end of the
strange,
day.
but you get tired of talking. My mouth gets tired because you talk constantly for 6 hours straight.
There's a 10-minute break in the day that's quiet. You can't think
about it.
What I do
Everyone
all
is in a
day
hurry to
is
talk to
say what I
somebody
have to
else,
say as
but
quickly as
not talk to
possible
you.
and switch
You're in
the
a
call to
room the
whoever it's
size
going
of a
to.
gymnasium, surrounded
I
by
know people
people
ask
talking
me
to people
to slow
thousands
down
of
when I'm
miles
talking.
away.
I've never listened in on phone conversations.
Do I listen in on conversations?
But let me tell you,
Some people really do.
I once
Especially
worked for
if you're working late
AT&T
at
and
night.
all the girls used to
Sometimes
listen on
people
phone
on the line are
conversations.
so absurd.
I don't care if you
You'll
are.
sit there and
Work
laugh
nights
until
and
there's
go quiet.
tears rolling
You're
down
gonna
your
listen on
face.
phone conversations.
It makes the night go faster.
Sometimes to make the day go faster, I'll do drawings, laundry, and sort of things. Never people. I pretend I'm alone and things are quiet. I call it the land of no phone.
I never answer the phone at home.
Hello? Oh, I'm sorry. No, thank you. Well, my husband gets the paper at the office and I read it online. No, I don't have an office. Well, I don't work. I work, of course I work, it's just I don't have a job. Anyways, thanks for the offer. I am a stay-at-home mom. I guess on my Mother's Day they would have called me a housewife. That's funny. It's not like I sit around streaming Netflix all day. I have a lot of work to do. You just want something more exciting to talk about at dinner parties, you know? You know, something that matters, and what I do only matters to 3 people. All I am is just a housewife. Nothing special, nothing great. What I do is kind of boring. If you'd rather, it can wait. All I am is someone's mother. All I am is someone's wife. All of which seems unimportant. All it is just my life. Do the laundry, wash the dishes, take the dog out, clean the house, shop for groceries, look for specials. Gosh, it sounds so Mickey Mouse. Drop the kids off, pick the shirts up, try to lose weight, try again. Keep the troops fed, pick their things up. Your patience count to 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All I am is just a housewife, nothing great. What I do is out of fashion, what I feel is out of date. All I am is someone's mother. Right away I'm not too bright. What I do is unfulfilling. So the TV talk shows tell me every night. I don't mean to complain at all, but they make you feel like you're 2 weeks old when you're just lost. All they see are the pots and pans and the Pepsi cans and the person's mind. You're a whiz if you go to work, but you're just a jerk if you say you won't. People say that they think it's fine if the choice is mine, but you know they don't. What I do, what I choose to do, maybe dumb to you, but it's not to me. Is it dumb that they need me there? Is it dumb to care if I do see? And I need to do everything, really start to think what a job it was. Doing all the things that a housewife does. I'm afraid it's unimpressive. All I am is someone's mother. Nothing special. What I do is unexciting. Take the kids here, take the kids there. I don't mean to complain at all. Busy, busy every day. Like my mother. All I am is just a housewife.
When I was little, I used to call all the male people mailman. I was like, I wonder why boys do so many more things than girls. I started seeing female carriers back when I lived in Sabetha in the 90s. Thought it was kind of cool and exciting. And now it seems about 50-50 at my post office. I actually have a transgender coworker. It's kind of exciting. My biggest concern is dogs. Dogs that are the nicest, sweetest dogs in the world. Seem they would never bite a soul. But then they see my uniform and everything's different. Owners will come out and say, oh, she won't do anything. They'll come get their dog, and I'm looking at this dog wants to do something. It's got teeth there, and it's all leaning forward. We're supposed to carry a satchel at all times to help use as a shield for dogs, you know? Like a matador throwing cape. Yeah, I've been bitten. But it was through a leather shoe and it was an old dog. I gave the owner some slack. I said, just don't let it happen again and don't say anything, because otherwise I have to cut the whole block off. Yeah, dogs are what scare me the most. I have this weird inner strength when a dog, especially a big dog, comes up to me. I lean forward and I look at it. I try to communicate, try to imagine myself communicating with my body. Hey, I'm not here to, not here to hurt you. But yeah, those dogs, they mean business because I'm walking all over their lawn, I'm stomping on their porch. They told me 1,000,000 times to quit coming onto their porch. Poor dogs. The owners don't understand. The dog thinks it has a security job and they think I'm a threat. But sometimes dogs are the best customers too. I have this dog groomer towards the end of my route. It has these sweet dogs, mostly poodles of all sizes. The receptionist says I'm welcome to come in and, say hi, and I get to pet all these little dogs and they're wagging their tails. I don't know if I'm allowed to do it, but I do it. Overall, I love my job. I get these Christmas presents people leave for me. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm not that wonderful. But I appreciate it. If everybody in every job were treated like that, it'd be nice.
I work in a luggage factory. We make suitcases. The tank I work at is 6 foot deep, 8 foot square. In 40 seconds, you have to take the wet felt out of the felter, put the blanket on to draw out the excess moisture, wait 2-3 seconds, take the blanket off, take the wet felt up and balance it on your shoulder, reach over, get the hose, spray the inside of this copper screen, turn around, walk to the hot dry dye behind you, take the hot piece off and set it on the floor, put the wet piece on the dry dye, push this button, inspect the piece we just took off, stack it, count it, 40 seconds. In the summertime, the temperature at our workstation ranges anywhere from 100 to 150 degrees. I've taken thermometers and checked it out. I have arthritis in the joints of my fingers, naturally in my shoulder balancing this wet piece. The hose will sometimes leak and spray back on you. The hydraulic presses leak so you're slipping on oil. You have the possibility of being burnt every time the wet felt hits that hot dye. You're just engulfed in a cloud of steam every 40 seconds. The tanks run 24 hours a day. I work 8 hours straight with 2 10-minute breaks and 1 20-minute break for lunch. I find it difficult to hear much about 40 seconds. Granddad was a sailor, fluent on the water. My father was a farmer, and I his only daughter. I took off with a no good, no working man from Massachusetts, who died from too much whiskey and leaves me these 3 faces to feed. Still working easy, still working hard. Mill work most often is a goddamn awful boring job, and I'm waiting for a daydream to take me through the morning and put me in my coffee break so I can have my sandwich and remember. It's me and my machine for the rest of the morning, for the rest of the afternoon, and the rest of my life. They can't keep men on the takes. They say it's too monotonous. I think women adjust to monotony better than men do because their minds are used to doing 2 things at once, where a man can only think of 1 thing at a time. A woman can listen to a child while she's doing something else. It's the same way on the takes. You get to be automatic in what you're doing, and your mind is doing something else. My mind begins to wander to my days back on the farm, and see my father smiling at me, swinging on his arm, and I hear my granddad's stories of the storms out
make the changes. I built a fairly solid organization of rural people in Pike County to stop Bethlehem Steel from strip mining. I had to tell people again and again that they could do the job, that it was possible to win. You see, most people in their guts don't really believe it. Nobody believed we could beat Bethlehem Steel. But all the people in Pike County really wanted was just a park, just a place for their kids. And Bethlehem said, go to hell, we're not gonna give you a damn thing. So I got 20, 30 people together, I saw as leaders, and I said, let's get that park. They said we can't. I said, yes, we can. So we gathered enough people, we wrote letters and protested, till we finally got on TV, and Bethlehem caved. A couple of months later, 4,000 people drove out from Pike County to watch bulldozers grading down the land to make that park. You see, people become convinced there's not a damn thing they can do. I believe we have it inside us to change things. I mean, all of human recorded history is, what, 5,000 years old? How many people in that time have made an overwhelming difference? 20? 30? You see, the problem with history is that it's written by college professors about great men, but that's not what history is. History is a hell of a lot of little people, men and women, just like you and me, coming together and deciding they want a better life.
It's a pretty good day, Ladestone. You get interested in what you're doing, you usually fight the clock the other way. You're not looking for quitting. You're wondering if you haven't gotten enough done, and it's almost quitting time. You see, there's not a house in this country I haven't built that I don't look back at every time I go by. And if one stone's crooked, I notice it. The people that live there might not notice it, but I notice it. Stone's my business. Stone's my life.
Builds a house with his hands. 30 years go by, it stands where nothing stood. A house of stone. The mason sleeps real good. Does his workday flies. Quitting time's a big surprise. And then it's one more stone to get just right. It's always one more stone before the night. Every house he builds, every stone he lays, it's not just making money, counting off the days.
I daydream all the time about stone. One day, I'm gonna build me a stone cabin down on the Arkansas River. I'm gonna build stone cabinets in the kitchen. Everything's stone. Stone front door. That'll be very heavy. All my dreams seems like they got to have a piece of rock mixed up in them.
Builds a house with his hands. 100 years go by, it stands. It tells you who he was. A life goes fast, but the work of Mason does. It's made to last. The work of Mason does.
There's not a thing on this earth gonna last forever. But with stone, you're getting pretty close.
It's made to last.
I can't relax. Because when you ask a guy who's 58 years old, what does a press agent do? When it forced me to look back and see what a fakakta life I've had. My hopes, my aspirations, what I did with them, what being a press agent does to you. And what have I wound up with? Rooms full of clippings and a case of colitis. But what I think has been my main problem, the inability to say no. The insistence on being part of everything. Fear you're gonna miss something. One guy said to me, a guy with one ass can't ride 2 horses. No, being a publicity man is a confession of weakness. It's for those who don't have any guts to get any attention for themselves. You spend your whole life telling the world how great somebody else is. You see, in this work, you don't build anything. If I had a little mom and pop candy store, and I built it up into a bigger store, I might have sold it for $1 million. Who do I sell my clippings to?
Very boring if I had to say, would you like a cocktail? Over and over. So, I come out for my own entertainment. I say, what's exciting at the bar I can offer the Lord, or something. Maybe with cocktails, I give them philosophy. They order coffee, I give them political science. You know, I have an opinion on every single subject there is. My bosses don't like it much, so I have to speak sotto voce. But if I get heated, I don't give a damn. I speak like an Italian speaks. I have to be a waitress. How else does the world come to me? I mean, everyone has hunger. Everyone has to eat. And I serve them. I give service. Can't be servile. There is a difference. I get intoxicated with giving good service. It becomes theatrical, and I feel like Mata Hari, and it intoxicates me. I'm on stage. There's some is don't care when they put down a plate. There's a sound, not with me. When they move a chair, it'll scrape with a grate on the ground, not with me. I will have my hand right when I place a glass. Notice how I stand right as customers pass. Serve a demi-tasse or a vodka martini. 16 years working here, I went on a vacation to Hawaii for 2 weeks. Went with my lover. My oldest daughter says to me, act your age. I said, honey, if I were acting my age, I wouldn't be walking. Not after 16 years of this job.
I've got 35 years to go, and I'll have my pension time in.
I'll be eligible to retire in 22 years.
Another 18 years.
I'd like the experience after so many years. Just the experience of not having to work.
When I first retired, the first 2 years I was real downhearted. I mean, I had nowhere to go, nothing to do. So, I gave myself a good going over. Joe, I said, you can't just sit at home and waste your time. You gotta get out and do things. Well, the day goes pretty fast for me now. I don't daydream anymore. I just think of something and forget it. That daydreaming, it don't do you no good. Keep it busy. Keep it moving. That's the trick. You wake at 10, fold up the bed. You don't want to go leaving your couch open all day. It's depressing. You cook an egg, you toast some bread. You cook for yourself, you'll save a bundle, you know. Don't keep track of your money, who will? You think about the day ahead, and you don't go feeling sorry for yourself. It's like I said, you can sit at home and be mad at the world, or you can get out and do things. You take a walk, you meet a chum. This one guy lives down by Daylight Donuts. Boy, you should see the nice aroma. You shoot the bull, you argue some, and maybe he calls up some other fellas to come over. Play some poker. You lose at gin until they come. This guy remembers what cards you picked up. The dirty bum. But hey, even getting beat at gin beats doing nothing. You take a bus, you take a train, you go visit your wife's grave. On the way you read the Reader's Digest. It does you good to use your brain. Or maybe you go visit your cousin. Bring a six-pack along. You take a stroll down memory lane. When we were young, we were always together. And raising Cain, we go back a long ways, me and him. Oh, the times we had. I remember once, back in 72, we were at this fair with these girls we knew on this crazy ride where you screamed or you prayed. The Big Dipper, they call it. We could hardly walk as we left the car, so we staggered down for a candy bar, and we sat and laughed in the penny arcade. At 6 o'clock, you watch the news. Then politicians will make you so mad you'll throw your slippers at the set. You cook some franks, no big to-dos. Most nights you lie around, straighten up. Maybe you'll call your daughter. You watch a game, you take a snooze. But then there's Sunday. Sunday's different. You change your shirt and shine your shoes, 'cause you're going around the block to the tavern. You shoot some pool, you drink some beer. You don't have to have a lot to have a good time. Maybe 3 or 4 in an evening. You find a pal, you bend his ear. You meet a lot of your old crowd here on Sunday nights. Sometimes a bunch of you sing it. The kind of song you never hear, like My Girl or Good Vibrations. And then you cheer. Last Sunday night we sang Moon River. I once did a waltz to that tune, honest to God. I was at a dance, I was 17, and the girl was like from a magazine, and the lights were low, and I really mean low. I think a couple of my friends had something to do with that. And I kissed her cheek as we waltzed away. I remember that like it's yesterday. Boy, was she surprised, I can hear her say, "Oh, Joe." They drive you home from round the block. You take the cash out from your sock. You fix the bed, you check the lock. You wind the clock. When I first retired, people kept telling me, "Joe, you got your health. You should have done it." But it was too late. I don't know why I retired. It's just a habit, I guess. But I got no regrets. I keep busy, I keep traveling. I go to fires every once in a while. That one fire down on Tawanda Avenue, about 3 months back. I was there. Boy, I was surprised too that the smoke was coming out the heavy as hell, but you don't see no flames, you know? Boy, that was some fire.
Go in there, and it's dark. Smoke's pouring out of the building, and it all happens really fast. Feel this humidity to my left, turn around, the whole freaking room is orange, yellow. You just see the orange, feel the heat. The lieutenant and the other firemen got a ladder up to save 2 people. Downstairs, there was a guy trying to get out the door. They had bolts on the door, and he was burnt dead. Now, I always wanted to be a fireman. A lot of guys want to be firemen. It's like kids. Everybody's still a kid except guys. 40-year-olds are starting to lose their hair and they're packing on the pounds. I used to be a cop. Do you know why I switched to fireman? I liked people. Sometimes, when I was a cop, I feel the hate coming into me. I remember one time, I went to the roof of this project. There was this big black guy, about 6'7" at the top of the stairs. He had his back to me. I said, "Hey fella, turn around." He said, "Yeah, wait a minute." His elbows were moving around his belt. I said, "Hey, turn around a minute." Dawned on me he had a gun caught in his belt. He was trying to get it out. I said, "Damn it," so I took out a gun and I said, "I'm gonna shoot!" Threw his hands up against the wall. I turn around and I see he's trying to zip up his fly. He's just taking a piss. Here's this guy taking a leak. Maybe a lot of guys would have killed him. I said, "Holy crap, could have killed you." He started shaking. Gun in my hand was shaking like a bastard, and I said, "Just get the hell out of here." So, took the fire department test, got called in a year later. You know, the world's so screwed up. Country's screwed up. The firemen, you have to see them produce. See them put out a fire. See them come out with babies in their hands. See them give mouth to mouth when a guy's dying. Can't get around that crap. That's real. I can look back and say, I helped put out a fire. I helped save somebody. Someone could be born. Someone could grow old because of me. It showed something I did on this earth.
had a very good day today. We went down to the senior center, just a mile away. Some days he only wants to stay at home, but on Tuesday they play music and they dance. You should have seen him dance. They play Dixie music. He's a ham, he likes to make the nurses smile. Some days he can't remember who I am, but today he was lucid for a little while. And through it all, I take his pulse, I change his clothes. Where are his children? Heaven knows. It doesn't pay much, but I get through because I do the work that no one else will do.
She had a very good day today. We went to a nearby park where she likes to play. She's only 5, but she can do it all. And today we took her scooter for a ride. You should have seen her glide, and I was terrified. I spent the afternoon just running by her side. The sun went down and then I took her home. Her parents work late. I took her in each night, and I sing Shatador, Shatam pour toujours, Daburat mon amour, till she's asleep. She says I love you, and I love her too, as I do all the work her mother doesn't do.
I have a family of my own. I send whatever I can
Sleep, and sometimes I close my eyes and imagine I am there.
Soldier,
Je t'adore, je
soldier,
t'aime pour toujours.
Supposa verità, soldier.
Je t'adore, je t'aime pour toujours. D'amour, amour,
Just a
je
mile
t'adore. Someday my dreams are gonna all come true. For now I do what no one wants to do.
For now I do what no one wants to do.
You know what I always wanted to do? I wanted to play the piano. That's what I really wanted to do. And I'd write songs and things about my life growing up in the South, and my mama, and my grandmother. But now, I have my own beautiful daughter, and I have plans for her. And so I leave my house every morning and go scrub rooms up at the Marriott. And at night, I come here to this office, and it's scrubbing again. For generations, that's all we do, scrub. My grandma, my mom, and me. But my daughter, she ain't gonna do no domestic work. I aim to be the end of that particular line. Mama was just like her mama before her. Domestic work was her trade. They rely on this cook and live in health. There's a girl babysitter and a hotel maid. They work 6 days a week, all day long, and never could get out of bed. But those were the days when a man I come from 4 generations of Clanwood. But my daughter, she's a whole new generation. That's what we got coming up today. A whole new generation.
My earliest idea of what I wanted to be when I grew up was an astronaut. Now I'm most interested in welding or getting my degree to do mechanical engineering.
I wanted to be a rescue operator or something that's there to help, like a nurse or a firefighter. Now, my all-time dream job is a late-night show host, like a comedian.
When I was little, I just wanted to be somebody who helped people, like a lawyer or a judge, you know, a police officer. I just wanted to help people. Nowadays, I think I'm going to be either like a therapist or a psychiatrist.
My mom definitely wants me to go to college. See, my older brother, he didn't go to college, so she's kind of like wanting me to go to college because he didn't go to college. Like, she works at Spirit Aerosystems as a drug and alcohol program manager. I'm not sure what my dad does. I know he works at Spirit, but I'm not sure what he does there.
My mom's a manager at a nursing home. She's been a nurse all my life. And my dad, he's the head custodian at the school board. I love my dad to death, too. I know a lot of kids don't have their dads in their lives, which I know is like a black stereotype, but really, it's alarmingly true.
My dad works as a storage clerk for the local hospital, and he has stressed a lot that I don't follow his career path. He got his degree to do business and administration, and he can't find a job he enjoys that actually uses his degree.
I don't have a lot of money, and I'm like pretty happy. Like, I'm happy with a balloon, you know? It's some simple things that make me happy.
I believe without money you can't have happiness. If you don't have money, you can't really enjoy any of the luxuries or any of that in life that may bring you happiness.
They have always just wanted me to make clean money. Growing up, I had a lot of people around me that didn't always make clean money. I know my mom. She wants me to be a judge. And my dad, I'm pretty sure he'll be okay with anything I do, as long as, like I said, I'm making clean, legal money.
What would make me happy is being able to engage in my hobbies. Or spending time with people who also enjoy engaging in my hobbies.
I definitely want to make people smile. You know, just be happy. This is a good feeling. Being happy is a good feeling.
I heard a lot of songs say, "Where you going, my son?" Now I know they're true. Boy, you never stop to think how fast the years run. Now they've taken you. I remember you was 3.5. Your mom and me, we'd sit there after things got quieted. We'd laugh at some new word you said, how tough you were to get to bed, and we'd plan the night away, planning for our kid. I was your hero then.
This is why I work. Every time I see a smart young guy walking by dressed real sharp, I'm looking at my kid. You know what I want? I want my kid to look at me and say he's not gonna be like me. I want him to look at me and say, Dad, you're a real nice guy, but you're a dummy. Hell yes! If you can't improve yourself, you improve your posterity. Otherwise, life isn't worth nothing. You might as well go back to the cave and stay there. Remember the first caveman who went over the hill to see what was on the other side? I don't think he went there wholly out of curiosity. He went there because he wanted to get his son out of the cave.
Major League Baseball player.
On a little farm.
If what I could be had been left to me, I would have been something.
But then I got married.
Then the kids came along.
Then my dad took sick.
A tower of strength, a center of power, a $10 an hour.
There's always a stumbling block. I was gonna work for a few years, buy me a car, head west. Well, then I met the wife. Kinda changed things. You never know what you would have did.
If I could have gone, where I could have gone, I could have gone
Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel, this beautiful work of art. But what if he had to create the Sistine Chapel 1,000 times a year? Don't you think that would even dull Michelangelo's mind?
See, it's not just the work. Somebody built the pyramids.
The pyramids, the Sears Tower. These things don't just happen.
And I don't care how little you work. If you drive down a road, you can say, I worked on this road.
Yeah, if there's a bridge, you say, I worked on this bridge.
I think if a carpenter builds a cabin for poets, the poets owe the carpenter a little plaque on the wall. Just 3 or 4 lines.
Though we labor with our minds, this place we can relax in was built by someone who works with his hands.
Picasso can point to a painting.
A writer can point to a book.
What can I point to?
Everybody should have something to point to.
You know what I'd like? I would like to see a building. Say, the Empire State Building. I would like to see on one side of it a foot-wide strip from top to bottom, with the names of all of the people that have worked in or on that building. All the names. So that when a guy walked by, he could take his child and say, see that building?